is so behind this movement and someone who has dedicated so much time into this sport already, but approaches it as a true professional. And how else can I introduce you? The king of the castle. Over to you, Mr. KSI.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy KSI. Thank you, everyone, for coming. In terms of Dillon, Danis not being here at the moment, I think it's quite disappointing, disrespectful to me and everyone who's here, expecting him to show up. But it's definitely not something I haven't seen before. Same thing happened with Alex Wasabi. We were meant to fight, and yeah, he obviously flaked. And I don't know. Maybe it's my presence. Maybe it's just me in general. Like, I'm just so much of a scary guy. But I can understand that. I'm a person that I'm very disciplined. I'm very focused. And if you look at my resume, I don't lose too many times. So I think for Dillon, that's probably seeping in. And yeah, I know he's undefeated himself, but I think looking at me in the eyes, even when we saw each other in Texas, I could tell, it was all a facade. Like, he had to pretend that he's bigger and stronger than he actually is. And it kind of shows, like, him not being here shows how little he really is, how small his mindset really is. And he says, I'm not a real fighter, but I'm always here, I'm always ready. And he, as someone who says is a real fighter, has not made the plane trip to fight me, or to see me, should I say, and then has not made, even the Zoom call to see me. He is terrified, he's petrified of me, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing. But, either way, like, when I do see him in the ring, he'll understand that all the frustration and anger I have for him for, disrespecting me in this way will show January 14th. I'm a guy that whenever I'm focused and whenever I want something, I will get it, no matter what. And if anything, this makes me want to train harder. It makes me want to do more than I already am doing. It makes me want to do more sprints. It makes me want to do more bag work, do more sparring, do more of everything that I've been doing at such a high level. And I'm ready for all things, whether it's Dillon, Danis, whether it's Tommy Fury, whether it's Jake Paul, whether it's any of these guys. Like, I am a different beast, and I will show it with all of these fights that I do. It's just a shame, honestly.
And I mean, I spoke to his manager yesterday, who said he didn't want to be, but he insisted on a video link, which we then organised, and clearly he hasn't appeared on now. Do you believe you're living rent-free in his head right now?
I believe I'm all he thinks about, and I think I'm in his nightmares. I think I'm constantly terrorizing him, haunting him, and it's making him slowly break down. It's making him feel like, wow, maybe I'm way in over my head. I say this guy isn't a fighter. I say this guy is a phony, this, that. But when it comes to it, when I see KSI in that ring January 14th, am I really ready to get in there with him? Many have tried to beat me and have failed. And does he really think he's going to be the guy to be able to beat me? I don't think so.
Well, the question I really wanted to ask him, but I'm going to sort of try and turn it into a question for you now. He's obviously an undefeated MMA fighter, so we've got to give him credit for that part. He'll be, I'm assuming, working with striking coaches, working with boxing coaches. How do you and your team with Alexis and Marius, how are you preparing for what must be one of the hardest challenges? Is he's certainly a fighter on paper, we can't take that away from him, but it's an underscript when it comes to boxing. I mean, I felt the vibe in that ring in Texas before the armed police stormed the ring.
Yeah.
It was, you know, but it's not a grappling competition. It's not a competition on the floor. It's a stand-up man on man. How do you prepare for that? Is it like any other opponent? Have you been studying his moves inside a Bellator ring?
Well, I mean, with Dillon Danis, you know, we know he's a southpaw, and you know, we know he's a fighter. You know, throughout, like he's been training with Conor McGregor, etc. And you know, that's his job. His job is to fight. That's all he does. Whereas I'm not a fighter. I am a guy who has done YouTube as well as music. As you know, these are my career paths: YouTube, music. You know, I've got Prime, I've got XIX, Sides. You know, I make Simon videos. I do all these other things, and I also box. So that is, you know, a thing which again makes it so funny that I'm still here, you know, with all my schedule, with all everything that I do, and then he isn't. But yeah, with Dillon Danis, you know, we know with him an area that he thinks he's going to be advantageous is in the clinch. He thinks he probably can work away in the clinch and do certain moves in order for me to, you know, not know what I'm doing. And you know, he thinks he'll have a better inside game than me. But we've been working on that. We've been working on making sure, you know, in the clinch, I'm doing work. You know, I'm not just in no man's land and lost. Same with, you know, the type of boxing that we've been, you know, working on, and the type of techniques, etc. You know, we've been working on new techniques, been working on new stances, working on new angle changes, and you know, shifting and all these other things to make sure when I get in that ring, I'm just an absolute animal. And I just want to see the fear in his face. I just want to see in his eyes. I just want to see him crumble beneath me and just really understand that all the hard work and everything that I put into this, I'm going to unleash onto him. Yeah.